Our destiny does not belong in the north. We are no more northerners, and we shall never be northerners. We shall either stand on our own or join the south. Mark my words. Mark my words. What happened in the 60s, you cannot equate it to what happened today. And in fact, what people are saying is that it is a kind of nemesis. My father, I told you, was a reverend, a missionary, a pastor.
Right.
I remember as a child, he did so much to protect Igbo families. So many of them settled in my home as refugees, even on our farms. He did everything to protect them, to feed them, until they nearly killed him and killed all his family for protecting Igbo. So it is not everybody that took part in that wicked enterprise, in that pogrom against the defenseless Igbo people. And I've always said it, this country will never be normal until we kneel down and ask for forgiveness from Igbo for the wicked sins we've committed against them. I wrote that severally. Some people from Yoruba land called me and say, but there, if you know you've done something to Igbo, go and repent. We didn't do anything. Universal global ethics also gives communities the right to defend themselves if the government, if the authorities are either unwilling or unable, or both unable and unwilling. Strategy generally is that they declare a curfew, then everybody stays at home, the army goes in there and mop up any bows and arrows and dengons that the local communities have to defend themselves. Immediately they are leaving, you hear gunshots. The jihadists coming, killing, raping, maiming. That has been the approach. Even during the lockdown under coronavirus, this is really what was going on. So I think General T.Y. Benjuma has a point. And I can tell you, the late General Luka Yusuf, of blessed memory, former chief of Pakistan, he had reason to call one of his successors, an army chief of staff. He called him and almost slapped him. He told him, I wore this uniform before you. I know what you are doing. You are the one giving uniforms and boots to these killers to come and kill my people. If you don't stop it, now me and you. And during that, I can tell you, I won't, for legal reasons, I won't name the names. The people are sitting around. They know them. They know themselves. Then it stopped. They know it stopped. But look, let me take point by point, because there's a lot of ignorance going on. Malam Usman, look, fighting went on, and there was a lot of fighting, and youth blockaded the roads and did some nasty things. We don't approve of that. But if it is true, it is a Muslim attack on Muslims. What does that got to do with land? What does that got to do with land? Why don't you leave it on the sphere of just religious killings and so on? Why do you want our land? Why? Does it occur to you that anywhere you people settle, the place becomes a desert? I don't know whether you understand that. Anywhere you settle, that place becomes a desert. Look at history and look at geography of the world. Anywhere these people settle, the place becomes a desert. It becomes cursed without blessing. That's why you want other people's land. Please go back to your desert and leave my people alone. Please. Judgment is coming, because you cannot disembowel pregnant, expectant mothers. You cannot kill innocent children and elders, and their blood touches the ground, and God will not judge. Judgment is coming. Those people who have done this wickedness will carry their own shit with their own hands. Excuse my language.
That's all right.
The time is coming. Mark my words. Obadiah is a minor prophet in the Jewish Old Testament. So mark my words. Judgment is coming. There will be the judgment of God, the judgment of history, the judgment of posterity, and the judgment of humanity. Obi, look, I've heard this thing, Obi, from Ejigbo. I have Ndigbo friends, very dear friends. Yesterday, this weekend, Ohaneze Ndigbo leaders and Afenifere leaders and Pandef leaders from Niger Delta were all in southern Kaduna on a fact-finding mission. The peoples of the middle belt of southern Kaduna, we have a newfound solidarity with the south. Our destiny does not belong in the north. We are no more northerners, and we shall never be northerners. We shall either stand on our own or join the south. Mark my word. What happens, you cannot equate it to what happened today. And in fact, what people are saying is that it is a kind of nemesis. My father, I told you, was a reverend, a missionary, a pastor.
Right.
I remember as a child, he did so much to protect Igbo families. So many of them settled in my home as refugees, even on our farms. He did everything to protect them, to feed them, until they nearly killed him and killed all his family for protecting Igbo. So it is not everybody that took part in that wicked enterprise, in that pogrom against the defenseless Igbo people. And I've always said it, this country will never be normal until we kneel down and ask for forgiveness from Igbo for the wicked sins we've committed against them. I wrote that severally. Some people from Yoruba land called me and say, but there, if you know you've done something to Igbo, go and repent. We didn't do anything to them. Leave us alone. That is the attitude of many people in the country. But you cannot equate the two. So because genocide took place in Turkey during the Ottoman Empire, because lynching took place in America, so we, the grand people that sent the slaves there, where if something happens to us, we're equally guilty, so it is okay. Obi, mark my words. When they finish with all, they will come to you. Don't think you are free. Wake up and smell the coffee. As for Mr. Paul, the role of the police, security, and so, look, we have reason to believe that the force of the military is behind the banditry and violence because it is a global jihad. They are financing them. They are giving them uniforms. They are disarming our people and allowing them to come and kill and rape and maim. Theophilus Yakubu Denjuma is perfectly right. And let me make it very clear. Even my name, Obadiah in Jewish Old Testament means servant of the Most High God. MAILAFIA means a man of peace. So I am by destiny the servant of God, servant of the people, and the man of peace. I abhor violence. If you could see my hands, I have never lifted my hands to commit violence, either in word or speech or action. I belong to the Martin Luther King school of thought. But let me make it very clear. Our Constitution protects the right to life.
Right.
It enshrines the principle of self-defense. So it is true of municipal law as it is of international law. International law and the law of nations gives a people who face an existential threat to their very survival the right and, in fact, the bounden moral duty to defend themselves, to defend their communities, to defend their church, and to defend their families. No one can take that. Universal global ethics also gives communities the right to defend themselves. if the government, if the authorities are either unwilling or unable, or both unable and unwilling to come to the aid and protection of these people.
Which is it for you, Dr. Obadiah? Do you think the government is unwilling or unable to protect the people of Southern Kaduna?
In fact, it is not only unable, it is unwilling, and we have good reason to feel that they are part and parcel of the killers. Let me make some revelations to you.
That's a very big allegation, Dr. Obadiah. The government is part and parcel of the killers.
Yes.
That's big.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. How would the government just say, oh, it is revenge killing and so on? Then you leave it there. Oh, because it is revenge killing and so on and so forth. The body language of this administration, the body language of the state government shows clearly that they have a hand in the killings. No doubt about it. Because, you see, General Abacha, and people don't give him his due. Do you think you would have tolerated such nonsense? General Abacha famously said that if an insurgency lasts for more than 2 days, the government knows. That is the real and the truth. And let me make some revelations, because some of us also have our own intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. 1 or 2 who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing. They have a network. During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They are already in the south, in the rainforest of the south. They are everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they will move to phase 2. The phase 2 is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent people.
We said it before.
I can tell you, this is the game plan. By 2022, they want to start a civil war in Nigeria.
Civil war in Nigeria, 2022. Pick that
Don't
part.
joke with what I'm saying. I have a PhD from Oxford University. I'm a central banker. We don't talk nonsense. So don't joke with what I'm telling you. I have this from the highest possible authority, higher authority of some of the commanders of the killers and Boko Haram.
You said northern governors, past or present, Dr. Obadiah?
No, current. No, they said one of them is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. One of them. And they are not looking for money. They have more than enough money. In fact, he told me they just came back from one of the Middle East countries in private jet, full of ammunitions and dollars.
Did they tell you, Dr. Obadiah, why they would want to cause civil war in 2022?
Or they want to take over.
Yes, so that they can continue in power.